Okay, so I'm on the countdown right now. People's already turned up. And let's make sure these was on. We got 47 seconds.
Okay.
So you want them in right away, or you want them in right away?
You can bring them up. Just bring them in right away. Just don't waste no time.
30 seconds.
All right, Moses, you're doing good. I got 10 seconds. I'm on, okay?
Wish I could see them.
You're good. Just stay like that.
Oh, I could put that on? Okay.
Told you I almost fucking forgot. You fucking urine this shit.
Okay, what's it? Okay.
9 seconds. And,
Okay.
Yeah.
Ready?
Mhm.
Hey, all right, we finally arrived. If y'all see some little
Hey
water
there.
stuff,
Hey,
don't
Sharon.
fret. We had a little rain on each other, but it's okay. The equipment's okay. We promise we won't get shocked in front of y'all tonight, but it's all good. Okay, it's good to be back in the station again. Thank y'all for tuning in. Sorry it's a little late. I had to go get our season ticket card. We're trying to be season ticket card holders for basketball league this year. So some of us are going half on it, whatnot. So I had to be there. Actually, I forgot. My son had to remind me today, and I was like, so it was supposed to be an hour. I got here as soon as I can. We had to do some things, but we're getting ready to start. This show is very special tonight. First, I'm sorry. We have to give honors and props to Cicely Tyson. She passed away. So let's give like 30 seconds of silence, please.
Damn sure have to.
Rest in peace, Cicely Tyson. She was straight. I like Cicely Tyson. One thing I like about Cicely Tyson, when I first used to watch all her movies, I'm like, why she always play the slave roles or, in those type of movies. But I like Sounder and Roots was good.
Right.
She was in so many more movies. I don't want to talk too much about that. You can go online and read all about her, but she was a dignified woman. She didn't take the little slutty roles. She was straight up on what she wanted, and she got what she wanted. And I respect that. And from here, whatever you did on this earth, I know you accomplished it. I know you want to do everything, and you got your wings, so you're up in heaven, and that's a good thing, when you did everything, you accomplished what you wanted to on earth, and then you finally, it's your time to go and you're gone. I just hope everybody is ready. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready, and I'm not ready. I don't want to go. I want to live forever. You know what I'm saying? Not to where I can't take care of myself, but
Right.
just live long enough to enjoy the rest of the time. I want to see my great grandkids. How about that? Jayla's and Jania's kids, Kasia Kalia's kids. I want to live. My mother lives here, great grands. Okay, so I want to live that long as well. We have a great show tonight. I have these two gentlemen. They are owners of they're founders and owners of the Lupus Warriors Foundation. These two gentlemen suffer from lupus, but let me tell you, they have a story. And when one man's pain can be his power if you exercise it right and don't let it bring you down. Lupus is a 90% women that have it. Very seldom do men get it, but it's very rare. So if you're male and you have it, you're special. Okay, think if you're special. Okay, but this is something that we need to address and talk about, because along with lupus, it's caused mental health. And with the COVID happening and everything, we have to think about those that are suffering with diseases and whatnot, to kind of like uplift them a little bit, you know what I'm saying? Because we can't empathize with them, we can sympathize with them, you know what I'm saying? But uplift somebody if they have lupus or fibromyalgia or any cancer, uplift them, talk with them, and just try to, make them feel like, they're that they have a chance. Because a lot of people feel like they don't have a chance, but you do. It's all about you, the fight. It's not about the fight, the dog, but the fight in the dog. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to listen to two gentlemen. We're going to bring them up. We have Emmett Henderson III, and we have, I just talked to him tonight, Dion Langsley. And are they up in the room? Okay, do you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I have them.
We got to get the sound going here, right, and everything.
I can't hear them.
Go ahead, talk again.
Emmett's
sounds-
here.
I hear. Okay. Oh, yeah, yeah, y'all. Okay. Now I'm gonna be looking this way because I can see y'all. I wish I could look this way, but I'm gonna fix it where I have my notes on one side, and then I can go watch my live on the next when I get to that part. Okay. So first of all, let me back up here. Okay. So we have you. So Emmett, you are owner and founder of the Male Lupus Warrior Foundation. You're also a member of the Raider Nation, and you're from San Diego.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, and you attended.
Yes, I am.
What's the Autoimmune Community Institute? Did you attend the institute, or I was reading that you attended the Autoimmune
Yeah,
Community?
they're actually an institute down here in San Diego.
Okay, all right. So
The Autoimmune Community Institute, they are a
go ahead. Hello?
You hear me okay?
Okay.
Now,
Now we can. Yeah, now we can.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, no, the Auto Community Institute is basically a foundation that focuses on people with autoimmune disease and focuses on people of color with autoimmune diseases. So it's a really big thing in our community of people of color that are having these diseases, to where they need to be aware of these diseases and know how to listen to their own body just to make sure that they're in good health.
Right. Okay, so how old were you when you got lupus? Tell us about just your story growing up. What age was it when you first found out that you had lupus? Because you went to the hospital a couple of times and they sent you home saying it was nothing, right? But you went back a third time, and then that's when they drew blood. So tell us that story.
It was more than the third time, but it was one of those things where lupus being an autoimmune disease, I was at the age of 10 years old, and we're talking about 1980. So if you do the math, you can tell my age of how old I am. But at 10 years old, there's different forms of lupus. At 10 years old, I had the lupus that was discoid, which is lupus of the skin, basically a rash. Back then in elementary school, they couldn't tell what it was. They just knew that it was something that was growing on my body, and they had no idea what it was. So all they did was give me some cream and tell me to stay out of the sun. That's it.
Okay, stay out of the sun. Okay. And so
then,
go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. Let's see. It's your story. Go ahead.
All right. And then that happened for about a year of being treated for that. And then it kind of just went away on its own. So about 15 years later, one of the major symptoms of lupus is joint pains. Out of nowhere, I just had a lot of joint pains that I didn't know what was the cause of that either. They were so bad to where I couldn't even move parts of my joints. So I thought I went to the emergency room because it felt like something was either broke or something was seriously wrong. But it comes in spurts to where you have this major pain, and then all of a sudden, in a matter of minutes or a matter of an hour, it just completely goes away. But my first experience was, I need to go get this checked out. Something feels like it's broken. This was in my wrist was the main problem. So I go in and get an x-ray, because if I go in for complaint about a wrist, that's all they're going to do is do x-rays to see what's wrong. They end up doing x-rays on me and found nothing was wrong. So as a young African-American man going in there looking healthy, they told me, okay, nothing's wrong. Go home, have a good day. So then over the past few weeks, same thing, elbows, my knees, went in twice for both of those, same exact thing, nothing's wrong. So then about 6 to 8 months later of these same exact pains, I never went in again, because they're going to tell me the same thing. I don't want to hear the same story over and over again. Same thing. So then the pain kind of evolved from my joints now to my lower back, and not knowing what was wrong with that, I ended up going in from work. Now they finally doing blood, because you don't have a joint in your lower back except the hips maybe, but it wasn't.
You got to come to the next.
So
Plus you've been there.
Blood.
Right. Plus you've been there several times before. They see that. Okay, something's wrong. We got to go further. Right. Okay. Go ahead.
Right. So, and they did. So now that they've finally drawn blood, keep in mind, this is like a year and a half after I complained about joints, and they finally draw some blood and they tell me that something is majorly wrong with your blood. We can't treat you here. We got to take you down to the hospital. So 6 to 8 hours in urgent care ended up being an ambulance ride to the main hospital. The main hospital kept me in there for about 3.5 weeks of doing test after test after test. I'm a 25-year-old young man. I was athletic. I was working out, so I looked healthy from the outside. And they just was kind of just doing everything to find out what was wrong with my blood. And then finally, a rheumatologist walks through the door, which
Yeah.
I didn't even know what that title was. Never heard of it before.
Rheumatologist,
She said that I may have a disease.
Right.
Yeah. Never heard of that before. So then she tells me that I may have a disease that's rare for my age, my ethnicity, and my gender. So now I'm like curious, like, what is that? So she says that she thinks I may have systemic lupus. I said, why is it rare? And then she literally tells me that it's because it's a woman's disease. So
A woman's disease.
telling me
How'd you feel when they
woman's
said
disease,
that? How'd you feel when they said that? It's a woman's disease. How'd you
Insulted.
feel at that moment?
Insulted.
Because but I think men that get breast cancer probably feel the same way. You know, men get breast cancer too. You know?
Oh yeah,
So,
I know. I mean, again, in 1995, I probably wouldn't have known that either back then. And so,
Yeah.
but
Yeah,
all
we
I
did
know that in 1995. No, I know. But what I'm saying is, in 1995, I knew that I was raising 2 kids. I was the manager of a dealership. I had my own property, my own car. So how you gonna tell me I got a woman's disease? So that's the part that I mean that's kind of insulting to me. Because to me, at my age, I think I'm already on top of the game, you know?
right. Well, exactly. Right. Oh man. So they told you had the disease, and then from there on, how did you had to adjust your life? What change did you have to make?
Oh my God! Every change that I never saw coming. I never saw dropping out of work because I couldn't do it because of medication and joints and pain. I never saw that. I never saw that at 25 I needed somebody to look over me while I'm sick in bed taking my. I never saw that. So literally everything had to adjust. My kid, from watching my kids to sustaining my income, that was hard because with disability and all. It was a life-changing. It's a life-changing disease that we all know with lupus is that exactly what it is.
Right. Yeah. I thought this was a muscle thing, but I guess fibromyalgia is the muscle thing. This one affects the eyes and the mouth and the brain and your kidney, your liver. Not your liver, but your lungs and your heart and your brain. That's the main thing that it affects. But then, just by that, your whole body just aches because what the immune system does is it not the immune system, but lupus. It causes the immune system to attack itself.
Yeah. So the basic way, the best way to explain it real quick is that your immune system is supposed to help you and cure yourself of any illness or diseases. Instead, your immune system's too strong, so it turns on your own organs. And the word systemic lupus is what it's called. Basically, it travels through your whole system, and affects everything.
Wow. So how does that? Okay, with okay, I'm gonna stop for a second. Then I'm gonna talk to just hold right there. We'll come back to you. Langley, how are you doing, Dion Langley?
I'm doing great. How about yourself?
I'm fine. So, where are you from? I didn't get much time to find out all about you, but you are part of the foundation. Do you have lupus? You have lupus as well?
Yes, I've had lupus since 2010.
Oh, so how old were you?
I was 29.
29. So you was through your life and all that, and all of a sudden, boom, you got hit with that. Yes. What symptoms were you having before you go get checked?
I found myself at first. I was very tired. I found myself needing to rest a lot. Didn't have a lot of energy. I could sleep probably 8 to 10 hours a day and wake up in the morning and felt like I haven't slept in like 4 or 5 days. Waking up feeling like you got jumped and and
by a bus.
Right, yeah, and it's like you really slept the whole night. So when I started experiencing that, and I'll be honest with you, that went on for probably like 2 years. Because when I did start getting the chest pains and the the other symptoms of lupus, just like Emmett spoke earlier, we were going to the emergency room, and it was one of those things to where they'll give us a Tylenol or something for the pain and then carry over because they really couldn't figure out what was going on.
Right.
Yeah. So finally, I was actually on tour. I'm a professional drummer, so
are you? Go ahead.
Yes, that's my source of income. So I was on tour touring And at the time, I was just in my hotel room, and it was like a real bad sharp pain that came over me, and it felt like a heart attack. I immediately panicked, and they took the precaution. The ambulance came. We was actually in New York, and the ambulance came, and I went to the hospital, and I'm thinking it was just, by the time I had calmed down and realized that I was in the hospital, I was thinking I'll be okay. I'll be ready to go for the next show. Come to find out, I didn't leave the hospital for another month or two.
Oh, what?
Yes.
So did your family come up there? I mean, what's your family think? I mean,
It was, I guess, honestly, they were actually scared because I never, like I say, just like Emmett said, I've always been athletic. I played basketball, played college ball. And me, I've been playing drums since I was 5 years old. So I've always been athletic, healthy guy. When I was in the hospital, it really scared me because I didn't know what was going on.
I wonder why you there so long.
Yes,
I think
it's one of those things. Right, I think it's one of those things when they was testing, especially when it comes to like men. The last thing that a man think they have is lupus. Like, I didn't even know what lupus was until the rheumatologist came in there and said, "This is what you're diagnosed with." And immediately, I ain't gonna lie, I cried because I was scared because it really tears you apart when you don't know what you have. You don't I didn't understand lupus. I didn't know what lupus was. Like, I thought I was gonna die. I'm seriously I thought
then you got it and this and that and
right. So the rheumatologist came in and he told me I was diagnosed with lupus, and that was probably, besides losing my mother, that was probably the toughest blow that I ever took in my life.
Were you married, or were you married at the time, or are you married, or?
No, I'm not. No.
So you had no type of did you live alone? Did you have some type of support, or?
Yeah. My family. I mean, my family, my uncle. He's so supportive. My kids, though, when I tell you, for this whole lupus journey, my daughter and my two boys, like they really understand. Like, they really know the inside when it comes to me, because they have been there nights when I couldn't walk. Like, my brother had to tie my shoes. Right, you got to tie my shoes. From time to time. It's just so they really got an inside look at what lupus likes. And so for me, like I said, it was a very crushing blow, because when I couldn't play drums, of course I couldn't finish touring. And it was at the peak of my career too. So I felt like life was just over for me. But it's, I'm very blessed, and I know Emmett can speak for the same thing, is that we had to tweak our mind mentally to put ourselves in position where we can turn that negative into a.
Yep. And that's where I'm glad you were transition perfect in that. Now, how did you two meet, and how do you two handle this together? How do you handle it with your mental health? You got your mental health, the wellness, and your mental wellness, because your mental health. I mean, and even kind of a question: how is it with your mates, your females? I mean, do you have problems like in the bedroom? I mean, I don't mean to go there, but people want to know. I'm sure people want to know. I want to know. I'll tell you why in a few minutes. But is it rough at times?
You want me to take that one, Emmett, to start
Go
off?
ahead, D. Go ahead.
Okay,
Go ahead.
yeah. Okay, listen. I'll start by saying this. I'll take the first half, and Emmett can take the second half of this question. Okay. This is. I'm glad that you asked that, because this is a subject that's very sore, and people shy away from this a lot, especially being a man and dealing with yes, but relationships. And I'll be honest with you, because I've dealt with it. Relationships is probably the hardest thing to maintain. I've had times where I met a female or had a conversation with a female, everything could be going good, and then the second I tell them I have lupus, the whole dynamic changes. Their whole demeanor changes.
Because they don't know what lupus is. That's why.
Right. And that's the thing, right? They don't know. And the problem is that when you don't know something, you tend to shy away from it.
Right. You fear it. You fear what you don't know.
You're right. People fear what they don't understand.
Right.
So, but it was my fault too, because in the beginning, when I met the females, I never made it clear, because I didn't want people to know I had it.
Oh, so you.
You know what I'm saying? Right. Like I hit it.
Oh, so you didn't have that speech, your speech, you guys call it, that you have to, that people say, well, not people, but with those with lupus, because sometimes you get invited to go to places, but you just don't feel like it. So you have a saying, you know, I really like to go, but this and that. There's a,
Right.
what's it
You
called?
you just don't have the energy. Like
Yeah.
your body just like for real. At times, you know, you want to do so many things, but your body just won't allow it. Your body
Right.
just won't allow it. It's something that hits you like when lupus hits you, all you can do is just lay down and rest.
Does it feel like a lot of weight's on you and you just can't get up? And then when you get into the joints, my joints hurt me now. I mean, that's part of old age, but I mean, I can imagine, I don't have lupus, but I can imagine what y'all are going through by being just, my joints hurting by when I wake up in the morning, you know? You're supposed to do your little twirls with your ankles and legs. I mean, you know, like talking back in the day, but nobody does that when you first get up. So when you first get up, you're all like this and stiff. But the lupus part, y'all can't even move.
No.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
So how do you how should I put it? Y'all are strong. I'm going to commend you for that, okay? And the females out there too as well.
I have a
How do you
girlfriend
go
right
to-
now
Go
who's
ahead.
pregnant, and she has lupus, and
Really?
she's pregnant. So she's constantly
Mhm.
every day going through a battle, like. And I never knew till now that men had lupus. I didn't know it was a gender thing. I thought everybody had lupus. I didn't know it was like just a female thing. I didn't know that. But I know she's always like, especially when she's pregnant, she goes through it so much, up
Bet.
and down. Like her days, like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I should be here. I don't know if
Oh, not only the hormones you got to deal with, he's going to deal with the
Wow.
lupus. And so how's she doing with the medication then in carrying the
and
baby?
being pregnant. Yeah, I've never really asked her
Are you sure?
about it.
Listen, we will. This is just part one. I'm gonna have an episode on this as well. Okay, especially in May. That's when the lupus. That's the foundation. I'm gonna have a lot. I'm trying to get, which I will have people here talking about it. Several people, males, female, at different ages. Because I think it's anybody any age, right? It doesn't have an age factor. Can do kids have it? You know,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
they do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. So I guess it has no age or nothing. It's kind of like, I guess, anything else, the cancer, anything else. Okay, so, all right. So this connects to the lupus affects your brain, your gut, the systemic process of it. Okay. I noticed what you guys do have though, or especially on Emmett, on your page, you have a motivation. Every day you have a motivational speech for your people. And I was looking at it. And when I first saw it, I said, "Oh," I started writing it down. I'm a copy. I'm a copyright. Matter of fact, I'm so sorry. Dion, was it you? I stole somebody's info. Y'all, I think it was it? But no, it was you, Emmett. It was you because I just met you. I went to your page and I saw that stuff and I was just posting. It was good. And it's necessary for people to hear that. Oh, I gotta look at the camera. So your Mondays is mental health Mondays, right? That's having a great mindset, getting your mindset. Explain the mental health Mondays.
Okay, well, let me back up a little bit because what you're seeing is the collaboration page between me and Dion. Dion has his own organization called #BeatLupus, and he's represented it on his shirt as I'm representing mine, Male Lupus Warriors, on my
Show
shirt.
it off more.
I was trying to find a purple shirt. I don't even have a purple shirt.
Okay. Yes.
Now, can we order one? I want to order.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So,
Feel free to post those links on the page for people that would like to buy those shirts. Feel
Okay.
free to post it away.
Yes.
we can do that.
Okay.
So and keep in mind we both got different colors, different designs. So there's multi
Good,
things that we
good.
have. So anyway, when I came on the scene, lupus took me out of work because it affected my brain, and so I could not work no more. And when I came on the scene, it took me just maybe about a week or so of being on and not seeing one person, male, advocate for lupus. And then all of a sudden, this dude, Dion Langley, pops up. So
A brother at that.
to me, it's kind of like I felt, you know what? I'm not alone doing this.
You're not
I'm
alone.
There's another brother out there doing it. So we connected like this. We, and we supported each other. There's no hating. There's no your
Yeah,
stuff is
good.
better than mine. And none of that.
Well,
It was
no.
just supporting each other.
Exactly.
That's good.
Do y'all live in the same state?
No. I'm in California on the west side.
San Diego.
D is over there, Virginia on the east.
East Coast.
So
Is it
we've
snowing?
never met in person, but we
Oh,
clicked
really?
like brothers. And to this day, we still connect.
And how long y'all been knowing each other?
Oh wow.
About over a year.
Yeah, probably almost two. Yeah, probably almost two right now. Yeah.
When
Yeah.
I first came, like I said, I came on in June 2019 because I finally got out of work and now I could do this full time. To me, as a man, I worked 12, 14 hours making money. Nothing else existed. You take me out of work, I need to keep going. So Lupus was it.
Right.
And like I said, I came on the scene and I saw Dion and I felt good because I'm not doing it by myself. So
Right.
me and him connected. We
Right.
had some really good vibes. And then through the summertime, Dion came to me and was like, man, why don't we put a joint together that we can do together, but still have our separate entities?
Right.
And not only now are you going to get advocacy from Male Lupus Warriors, from Beat Lupus, but now you got the Lupus Dream Team. So me
Right.
and him
That's
thought
it.
it all out.
Yeah, I saw that.
From Monday through Friday, we have a theme for each day that we are putting out motivation. And like you had said, Sharon, Monday is Mental Health Monday. So therefore, we do the post that has to do with that subject. We want people to engage. And if you look at our posts, people do engage because we're
Yes,
picking
I
the
saw that.
minds and we're saying and posting what people are thinking. We're
Right.
actually putting it out there.
And that's good. And that's
And
good.
it's well, what we found out that's good, especially, is that they're coming from two men. This game is dominated by the females.
90%.
supporting Lupus,
That's it.
which we support them and we're motivated by them. But then for us as guys to put out our own, they're applauding us for what we're doing.
Right. And now I think more men might come forward. And what y'all doing here, more men aren't going to feel as alone. You know what I'm saying? And
That's
who
it.
knows what's going to happen a couple of years from now, which y'all start. It might be a whole global thing. You know what I'm saying?
Sharon, that's the plan.
Right here, we haven't heard that men have lupus. You know why? Because they're keeping silent.
That's it.
Nobody's saying
They
anything.
might be ashamed of
They
it.
might be
They
ashamed.
don't know if they
Right.
can say anything.
Right, because it's a woman's thing.
That's it.
That's like men with breast cancer. Can you imagine? I got breast cancer. You know, especially the way people are nowadays. You know how they are. But one thing about our bodies. If you, I'm sure you know about the anatomy. I took an anatomy class. Our bodies aren't really that much different. It's really not. So that's why some women get little hairs. Shout out to the women that get the little shrub right here.
The majority of women get that. They just don't say
They
it.
don't
But
say-
almost every woman plucks their damn chin or freaking plucks their
I got to say it.
upper lip.
I gotta shave.
They just like, oh no, I don't get that.
The first-
I'm so cute.
I
I'm
know.
so pretty.
The first time I got caught by my boyfriend shaving in the bathroom, and I was ashamed because I was like this. He walked, I was like, yes, I got a little hair here. He's like, move over. I got to shave too. So we laughed. He was laughing because we both were shaving.
Girl, every
But
woman.
I'm a female, so I was like, I was like, no, this is not cool.
We don't have testosterone in our bodies. Every woman grows hair.
So don't feel bad. Like I said, our bodies aren't really that much different. So, and they're finding that out through all the testing stuff. So you got your mental health Mondays. Tuesday is what? Truthful Tuesday or what's Tuesday?
Testimony. It's
Testimony.
Testimony Tuesday. It's Truthful Tuesday. Something that we put facts out there.
Truth
Something
tips.
that we put, things
Tuesday-
that we
Tuesday
want
tips.
people to know.
Yeah, the tips. I like the
Tuesday's
tips.
Tuesday
Tackle-
tip.
Tuesday's tips.
Tackle the day.
Mhm.
Right? Tackle the day. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And there's more to that. Y'all have to go to the page. There's more to that, but I just put a little bit of it. I like that. That's really inspiring. Hey, you don't have to have lupus to follow this. I'm telling you, this is good for those who don't have lupus too, because everybody needs a mindset,
That's
a
it.
good mindset. And all of us are ailing or maybe aching somewhere in our body anyway, so we can use this for
That's
that. Okay, so Wednesdays is, I didn't
Wow.
see them.
Wild Wednesdays.
Wild Wednesdays, okay. And then I can come and watch her show. She has Wild and Out Wednesdays.
Wow,
She
and
just
out
started.
Wednesdays.
Okay, so what do y'all do Wild Out? What do you do? Just
Yeah, Wednesdays is basically when we want to wow people. A lot of times we want to celebrate someone that has lupus. And with this Lupus Dream Team collaboration, our job and what we're going to do is highlight men that have lupus every Wednesday. If you look on the page, me and Emmett showcased the first 2 Wednesdays to get it started. But now, so next week, we'll bring in another Lupus Warrior male and we'll showcase them. And what this does is not only does it helps put them out there, but it lets the world know that, hey, men have lupus too. So every Wednesday, we're going to wow the world with showcasing another male warrior.
right. Yes. This is just such a blessing. This is great. Okay, now I like this. Think about it Thursdays.
Go ahead, Emmett.
Think about it.
That was his.
Yeah, think about it. Think about it Thursdays. It's kind of like we look up facts and we try to have people think about the community and get views from the community on how their thought is on process on what's going on. This Think About It Thursday just yesterday had to do with I believe it was health, on things that what do we do to do change? What do we do to do change? You know, we listen to our doctors, we take our pills. Every day could be a routine, but what are we doing to ourselves outside of the box that could help us be better, do better? So you have to think about, what if we were to do change? Can we be better? Yeah. Our mindset would be better.
Yeah, it was like, remember, Emmett, we said change is uncomfortable, but in order for you to get comfortable, you have to get uncomfortable. So that's what it was. Change,
yeah. Yeah, it's an adjustment. Fridays was
Feel Good Fridays.
Feel Good Fridays. So Friday, you just make yourself, like you said, do stuff to make yourself feel good. You can't just be laid, sucking in your sorrows, and then it just tear you down. You got to get up and tell it who's in charge.
That's so great. Sharon. And so what we did today for Feel Good Friday is that we had everybody post beautiful pictures of themselves, and it went wild. Yes,
yes, it was awesome.
It went wild. So it was good.
Okay, I liked some of the pictures that I was looking at. I didn't get a chance to look at yours too much, Dion. But Emmett, you was Mr. Lupus 2020. You won the award.
Yeah, there was a pageant that the Gibson Lupus Arc had put out, and I got a call over the summertime if I wanted to participate, which I've never done anything like that before, but she gave me the criteria of what I had to follow. I did it, and I became Mr. Lupus Arc 2020.
Nice. Good. What can you tell
the feature? And it was the first time a man has won on that platform.
Wow.
So I was excited, still excited.
It's crazy. I was talking to my while ago. There's lupus has been around, I guess, and man, we just haven't heard about it. But there's a transitioning going on in the universe. Things are changing. Things are reversing. Things are getting to where it's supposed to be. You know, so this is something that needs to get out and start. And you guys should be blessed for starting. If there's any males out there that is suffering from lupus and you need somebody to talk to, call one of these gentlemen here. I think we have your email up, not your email, but your page at lupuswarrior.com.
Lupus Dream Team on Facebook.
I don't think I have it, but we have the other one. We'll put that one up there too. Lupus Dream. Okay, so now that when you said that when you said it directly affected your brain, Emmett, how, in what way? Where you feel like foggy or memory loss, or how did it affect? What was your symptoms from the effect of the brain?
I'm sorry, was that towards me or
yes?
Yes. Because you said that it affected your brain. I'll get to you too, Dion. You said that this affected your brain the most, right?
Yeah.
In what way?
One of the biggest things with lupus is lupus fog, which we all have that little spurt where we forget something. But unfortunately for me, lupus had caused a lesion on my brain. That is what actually took me out of work. I had a lesion on my brain that almost 2 years now, the doctors have not diagnosed what it is. I get migraines, headaches on it daily. And so therefore the medication that they give me. Sorry?
And I just said that's crazy. Go ahead. It took 2 years. Go ahead.
Oh, no, it is. And June 2021 will be 2 years. I'm on my 5th neurologist team, and they can't tell me what it is. So that's why I'm not working right now. That's why I have to be on disability, because the medication they're giving me is what's keeping the pain out of my head. So lupus, again, will affect every organ in the body. And to me, it was my strong mental health that got me through all these years. And I'm sure Dion can almost say the same. But when I found out now I got a brain issue, it is not affecting my thought. It is just more affecting just physically, which are just headaches and migraines.
Okay. So you found yourself not even being able to even go out and hang out and be with your friends. I mean, the drinking stopped, your eating habits had to change, all that, right? The rash.
Oh yeah.
And the rash that you had, what kind of rash was it? Was it like just a regular, was it like, the rash, or was it like a bumpy? How did you, because if you saw the rash, at first, that was the first trigger of, that you know about the
Right.
lupus.
And
No, you didn't have.
I
But
think
how was
what,
it? You know what I'm
yeah,
trying to say?
what bothered me, no, yeah, what bothered me the most was, but it wasn't the physical look of the rash. With being brown skin, you can hardly see the butterfly rash, is what they call it today. But for me, it was more of pain. It was that my cheeks were always burning, my shoulders were burning, even to touch. Non-African American, non-people of color that has this lupus rash, you can see the red shades all over their body. But of course, with us having darker skin, you can't see it. But it was
Can't
more
see
of a felt. No,
Oh.
it was more that I feel it. It would hurt to smile. It would hurt to put my shirts over
It was
my
a symptom more of it.
shoulders because
Right.
of it. Mm-hmm. That's
Okay.
that's what that
Yeah,
was.
really,
That's what
really.
that was.
You know what? I one time I was okay. Let me tell you. I thought that I had we call it the Versetta, because it was hard for me to lift my arm. But when I was reading all what lupus does to the body, I had to check myself, because some of this stuff here, I have, I'm like, this is no, half some of the stuff is normal. I mean, the eyes. What does it do to the eyes? Is it you can't see, or is it stingy feeling, or
Well,
blurred vision, or
it's a combination of a lot of things, because of all the medications that you're on as well. They can
Mhm.
affect your vision in your eyes, but lupus can do the same. So it's one of those things where, Dion, tell her how lupus can mimic other diseases, where the average,
Oh,
how
just give
long
me-
it takes the average just to diagnose.
yes, it mimics.
It is one of those things to where when you take medication for lupus, and what happens is it'll help one part of the human body, but then it'll have an effect on another part. And when that effect happens, it damages multi organs inside your body. And what that does is causes not only just your lupus to worsen, but it'll have an effect on any other organ, and then that effect will be worse just because of the medication that you have to take for your lupus.
Yeah.
And I think that's what makes lupus so hard. If you fix one thing, something else goes wrong.
That's like a car. You put one,
Yes.
next. So
Right.
yeah, wow.
That's what we're dealing
Mhm.
with. It's like if you fix something else, something else is going to go wrong.
Right.
And me and Emmett truly had to be mindful, and we had to get mentally strong, because we talk all the time. You can't. I tell people all the time, you can't beat lupus physically, because lupus does what it wants,
Right.
but you can't beat it mentally. So in order for you to beat lupus, and we talk about this all the time, you have to beat lupus from a mental standpoint. And that's what me and Emmett is trying to do. And we're trying to help the community understand, if you're strong mentally, then your body reacts to your mental state, and then it controls the body as well.
Right. Okay.
Right.
I know that's terrible. Dion, what did it attack? When you found out you had lupus, what were you ailing from? What made you?
My heart,
It was your heart.
my heart.
You said it was your heart. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Your heart was beating.
Right. With that, when I found out I had lupus, it was with my heart, and I had to develop, it's called pericarditis. And
Right.
what that is where fluid draws around the heart valve.
Yeah.
So your heart valve is not opening and shutting properly. So when it doesn't do that, it causes sharp pain. It's like you got to put oil inside. You know how you got to get WD-40 on something.
Yeah. Go all it down.
Right. So if that valve is not opening and shutting properly, then it causes a sharp pain in your body, and that is the worst pain ever. Some nights I can't even sleep. I got to sit up and just sit in like a recliner, and that's the only way I can get comfortable to fall asleep. Yeah, my kids used to come downstairs all the time, and be like, "Daddy, you going upstairs in the bed?" I'd be like, "No," and I sit right there and lay on the recliner all night because it's comfortable, And at the end of the day, what can you do when all you have is the medications, and it's no cure for what you have?
Yeah.
But I'm very blessed and fortunate, that God still has us here. But at the end of the day, our job and our mission with this Lupus Dream Team is to spread the word, get these males involved, because the only way we're going to get a cure and get research, we have to speak on it.
Right.
And I'm so blessed to have Emmett. I have to have Emmett alongside with me that's pushing the same direction, and understand that we deal with this every day.
Right.
But we just don't get what we need because nobody's speaking out about it. So the Lupus Dream Team is definitely, we're going to make the world known that hey, men have lupus too, and listen, we all want to find a cure. It's not just for men, but for women too.
Right. Right.
It's important.
Right. So that's what I want to say. So what is your main goal in your life? To inspire people. What is your main goal? What do you want to tell the audience? What do you want to, in closing, unless you guys want to talk some more, if you have more you want to elaborate about, you can, but what do you want to let people know besides?
Go ahead, Amy. You take this. Yeah, go ahead, Amy.
What I think that it is that we as men, we want people to know that we also have lupus as well, and we can be just as loud as anybody else advocating for what it is. We know that men have a stigma of being macho and being strong. We know that. But you know what? With us coming out, speaking on behalf of our illness and then being strong about it, we've been told that makes us look even stronger. So it's one of those things to where our mission as the Lupus Dream Team and as individuals, first and foremost, is maintain as young men and do what we need to do to get through this life. Then we have an illness that's behind us that we also have to keep in mind as well. It's tough enough. I'm gonna tell you now, it's tough enough being a young Black man in this world today with everything going on in society and in life. Now, with us, you throwing on an autoimmune disease like lupus that is so unpredictable, where me and Dion could be on this tonight and tomorrow be dead to the world. We just don't know how this disease can affect us. So every day we have to be mindful about our doings. We have to be mindful what we put in our body. We got to be mindful how late we stay up. We got to do all that. So keeping that in mind and educating the community, not only educating, bring awareness. When we make a schedule for every day of the week, we stick to it. We get motivation, and then beautiful people like you to put us on platforms to get our word out. That's our goal as the Dream Team, is to be worldwide and to be the voice for everybody. Men, we want them to stand up with us because we strong by ourselves, but we all know we stronger together.
That's great. God is definitely on your side, because I was just scrolling through my messages and your name popped up, and I just happened to click on it, and it had the lupus and went, and perfect. Then I said, "Men get lupus? I got to do a show." So it's going to get out. There's going to be more people that's going to join. More men are going to come forward, and hopefully one day they'll have a cure. If they don't, at least you can teach people to have that mindset, because what you do for the rest of your life, let me put it this way. Don't just be the type of person, and don't be the type of person just lay down and die. Your life isn't over, like you said, Joe. You found through the weakness, you found strength by starting a foundation, and exercising, and you both have your own individual foundation, and that keeps you going and empowered and motivated, and helps you fight this disease. Is this anybody in your family has it? Do you know, or are you first in the family to get this, or is this genetic in your family?
Let me start with that so I could get mine, because I know you do. For me, no. I'm mixed Filipino and Black, and nobody on the African American side, nobody on the Filipino side. Filipino and Black.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. The highest rate with lupus is African American and Asians. I got both worlds, but I was the only one in my family, and that's on my side. Go ahead, D.
Yeah, I actually found out about it. My grandmother had it, but hers went into remission for so long that she didn't even have the effects of it. So for me, I'm still trying to figure out, what does remission feel like? So it's just one of those things to where hers went into remission for so long that she didn't even have the lupus, effects. So that's the only person that I knew that really suffered from it. But my grandmother, hers went into remission for so long. But like I said, to me, it was still shocking, because I was like, I'm a man that has lupus. It just not, that's just so rare. So I think each day, and I can probably Emmett can probably vouch for me with this as well. Each day is just a learning lesson, just with having lupus, and just trying to understand what worked for you and what may not work. Like me and Emmett can take the same medicine, but it'll have a different effect on us, because it may work for him, it may not work for me. So that's that gap, right? That's where research and a lot of those things come in. But again, in order to get the proper research, we got to get more men to stand up about it. You can't get no
Right.
if it's just me and him out there doing it. Right.
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 They got that people
You have
put
to-
in money
you have to
to
get it done.
right.
That's
Right.
it. That's it. You have to your voices have to be heard. And what me and Emmett is doing, we're getting the voices heard. And I think at the end of the day, that's step one. And that was a major step. This whole Lupus Dream Team thing is major because we're not just trying to reach the people just in his area or my area. We're making this a worldwide thing.
Right. With the COVID going on and everything, are you fearing that, you might, people with pre-existing illnesses have to be extra careful. How have you been coping with this COVID and your illness?
Well,
Because
the way, at least with me, and I know Dion, he's just as busy, and I'll let him tell you, but with me, with my other organization I'm with, during the whole pandemic, we were out there feeding the community with food and clothing. We were mindful wearing masks and gloves and sanitizing, but I have no fear of it, but I'm very mindful of it. So it's one of those things to where, just like I will not let lupus slow me down in life, I'm not letting COVID slow me down for the things that I need to do to put out there. And to this day, I'm still out doing my things. But like I said, it's all up here. You got to be mindful. You got to be very mindful and be careful. And at any given time, you could be mindful, still catch it. But I'm blessed to have not caught it at all.
Right. Yeah, I went and got my COVID test. Oh, I was supposed to.
saw that.
Was the COVID test?
I
Well, they
saw
didn't
you.
know?
We were talking.
Okay, I have one where they actually did I filmed them taking the test. I'm going to throw a commercial in here. I forgot to give it to the lady. We probably won't do it tonight, but I'll post it later on tonight where they did everything. She was talking about it, and I was asking questions and everything, trying to keep my mask on. It kept falling because I washed it, and it shrunk and everything. But anyways, it was a good discussion. I was scared at first, but like you said, you can't. It's a mind thing. You can't go through life and just thinking, I'm gonna, catch it from that. Let me tell you, I thought that you catch it when they swab. I figured there was something on it, and that would get you in your nose, and that way, it'll give you the COVID. That way, you have to get the vaccine because they're trying to push us to get the vaccine. That's their model, is for everybody to get vaccinated. So after a while, they're gonna come up with something to make us get vaccinated. So I got one of those suspicious minds, anyways. So the whole time I think I don't want to go, but I have to get this colonoscopy done. I have to get it done, so I have to get it. I felt okay. I felt good about it. But I kid you not, about 10, 15 minutes later after that, I started feeling nauseous. I started getting sick. I said, oh my gosh. But I think it was because I didn't eat. But I said, oh my goodness. Yeah, I was right. But it's a mindset thing. You got to be careful because you can feed your mind. You can feed your mind with a bunch of stuff to make you bad, or you can feed it with positivity to where it's a healing mechanism. Your body listens to you. You know what I'm saying? If you think a negative or this is happening, it will happen. You got to talk to you. Somebody told me before a long time, but you got to talk to yourselves. So I used to always say for a long time, I'm 27 until my granddaughter came. Then I'm 37 after she left because I rang her. But but they say you're supposed to talk to your body. If it aches, you're supposed to tell it, stop aching. We've got something to do today. And then because of that, because your mind, the way your mind, body, and soul is, you make it stop aching. Because before you know it, once you'll be working, you're like, hey, the ache really went away, So yeah, it's crazy. Your body is good. I thank you guys so much for coming on the show. This is very, very informative. I want you guys to come back, and if you ever are in any of your foundations ceremonies or anytime you guys perform anything as far as your foundation, a fundraiser, whatever, please post it to Soundbox 360 Radio. Keep in touch with us and let us know what you're doing and how the Dream Team's doing. If there's any more mails that have come forward, we will help you on this side. I will make it a note to keep you guys alive, to keep mentioning. I will have it, if you don't mind, I will have your link on my page. Okay, I have a Valley Road Show Elite. I'm trying to transfer that into an elite page where people who want to follow, who want to watch the videos, and who want to get involved and talk, and who want answers will get involved and talk and get answers. If we all, like they say, come together, we have to come out and talk. We can't get anything done by being quiet.
That's
We have to get out and speak. These gentlemen are starting something. Two brothers. I ain't never, ever, if I want to click on your page, I would never even, to this day, wouldn't know that me got lupus. But see how God works, though?
Because I told him I want a platform where I could just show me what to do, tell me what to do. I don't want a bunch of books to talk about nothing. Teach me to talk and do something where I can help people. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So when I saw that, I said, wow, lupus. But don't. I mean, I know at this time you guys, had and everything. I know you're not feeling any type of way right now, but it's gonna grow. And I about 5 or 6 years from now, I really want to see. It should be a national holiday. Lupus for males. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
Breast
it.
cancer for males. Breast cancer for females. Which every day is awareness for all
That's
ailments.
it.
But you do have to have your special days, like all lives matter. But Black lives matter at this particular time because we're the ones that's going through the crap. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, our lives matter right now more important than their life. So it's this matters. This really matters, and it's gonna do good. Is there anything else y'all want to say before we go ahead and call it a night? I want to keep y'all. I can talk forever, but I don't want to keep y'all on too long. I know you're in the East Coast, Deanna. I know it's pretty late there.
I'm gonna lay down. I'm good. Look, look,
Oh,
I probably,
do you
look,
guys ache with the
probably
winter?
now anyways.
Do you guys bodies ache when it rains and when it when it wears snow? You can always tell. Yeah, I bet.
Definitely.
Well, my friend Anthony Oliver, he's a holistic nutritionist. I'm going to talk with him. I've been bugging him. I'm going to talk with him to see if he has all kinds of nutritious foods and shakes and whatnot that is for certain types of your organs in your body. And I'm going to try. Well, lupus attacks everything, so I guess anything that fruit and vegetables, with maybe some lemon and a couple of maybe some ginger or something like that, grind it up, drink it and everything. It helps your body. You'd be surprised how the seasons, not the seasons, but the spices and stuff here on earth can really, really heal us, if we really use it for that, you know what I'm saying? But some of us don't, but it's all here. Okay, you guys, God bless you. Okay.
God bless you.
So much.
And we're going to be playing music from here on out. So y'all, if you want to, just sit back and enjoy some old school music, and we're going to call it a night. And y'all take care. Keep in touch now, okay?
You will.
Absolutely.
Thank
Thank
you
you
so much.
very much.
Thank you for
Thank
the
you.
opportunity.
All right. God bless now. Bye-bye.
God bless.
Okay.